Hello, everyone. Thank you for making time in your busy day to join me. Today, I would like to talk about a special theme, something that many people experience at some point in their lives: loneliness. Have you ever felt a deep sense of loneliness from the bottom of your heart? Have you ever found yourself surrounded by people and yet somehow felt completely alone? In today's world, thanks to social media and the internet, we are more connected than ever before. Yet paradoxically, it is precisely in this era that many of us feel a profound sense of loneliness. While surface level connections may be abundant, building relationships where we truly understand each other at a deeper level seems to have become increasingly difficult. Loneliness is not simply about being alone. It is the deep sadness we feel within, the sense that no one understands us, and the feeling of being disconnected from the world. Sometimes these emotions wound our hearts deeply, even robbing us of the hope to live. But today I would like to share with you some teachings of Buddha that offer healing and peace to those of us who suffer from such loneliness. Though these teachings were spoken over 2,500 years ago, they remain gentle and relevant even today. They provide us with the wisdom to liberate ourselves from the suffering of loneliness. Today, I will introduce 5 of the Buddha's teachings to help heal the heart. For anyone struggling with loneliness, I hope these teachings will serve as a light of hope. Number 1, all things are in constant flux. The teaching of impermanence, Shogyo Mujo. The Buddha taught that all phenomena in this world are constantly changing, nothing lasts forever. This means that the loneliness we feel is also not eternal. The deep sadness and emptiness you may be feeling right now will eventually change just as the seasons change. So too will the state of your heart. This teaching gently reminds us that we don't need to cling too tightly to our current emotions. When we are in the midst of suffering, we often fall into the illusion that it will last forever. But by remembering the teaching of impermanence, we can regain hope with the words, "This too shall pass." Number 2, loving yourself is the beginning of compassion. The teaching of self-compassion, Zi. The Buddha said, "Only those who can love themselves are truly able to love others." When we feel lonely, it is especially important to treat ourselves with kindness. Instead of denying your feelings or blaming yourself, "I'm weak for struggling with something like this," speak gently to yourself. It's okay to feel lonely. I know it hurts right now. This is the first step of metta, loving kindness in Buddhism. When we offer kindness to ourselves, a warm light begins to shine within us. That light then grows, expanding into compassion for others as well. Number 3, you are what you think. The teaching of the mind, Kokoro ga subete. The Buddha taught we create our world through our thoughts. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. Whether we experience loneliness, as suffering depends on how our mind perceives it. For example, if we view loneliness as precious time to quietly face ourselves, it becomes a rich inner experience. Rather than thinking I'm alone, we can choose to think, this is my special private time. By changing the direction of our thoughts, even the same situation can become an entirely different experience. This is not escapism, it's about discovering new possibilities by seeing things from a different perspective. Number 4, others suffer too. The teaching of shared suffering, Kyoku. The Buddha taught, there is no one in this world who is free from suffering. You are not the only one who struggles with loneliness. The people around you, no matter how happy they may seem, are often dealing with their own sadness, fears, and feelings of isolation. Even those who appear content may be hiding similar pain deep within. Simply knowing this can ease the feeling that we are completely disconnected from the world. Understanding that I am not uniquely unfortunate, or we are all going through something, can bring a surprising sense of peace. Number 5, awaken to the present moment. The teaching of mindfulness and Zen. The Buddha taught, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. When caught in loneliness, our minds often become trapped in past wounds or future worries. Thoughts like, if only I had made a different choice, or can I really keep living like this, all alone, can dominate our thinking. But the Buddha showed us the path to freedom, placing our attention in the here and now. By focusing on our breathing and returning to the present, we begin to feel a sense of calm. When we concentrate on the present moment, we free ourselves from regrets and fears. Let me now share some practical methods to apply these teachings in your daily life. First, when you feel lonely, take a deep breath and silently repeat to yourself, this too will change. By recalling the teaching of impermanence, you can realize that your current situation is not eternal. Next, offer yourself kind words. Phrases like, you're doing great, or just being alive today is wonderful can provide emotional support. Then, make use of your time alone in a positive way. You could read, meditate, or use the time to connect with your inner self. Loneliness is not inherently bad. It is, in fact, a precious opportunity to know yourself more deeply. It is also important to reflect on the suffering of others. By thinking, there are others suffering just like me, you cultivate empathy and compassion in your heart. Finally, practice bringing your awareness to the present moment. By focusing on the sensations and the soles of your feet, the sound of your breathing, or the sounds around you, you can return to the here and now. Let me share a short Buddhist story with you. One day, a young monk came to his master and said, Master, I'm suffering from deep loneliness. How can I be saved? The master quietly smiled and said, look at the flowers in the garden. When the monk looked, he saw a single flower blooming. The master said, that flower is blooming alone, isn't it? But do you think it's lamenting its loneliness? It receives sunlight, the blessing of rain, the nourishment of the earth, and it blooms beautifully. Being alone is not the same as being lonely. This story teaches us something important. Being alone does not necessarily mean being lonely. By deepening our relationship with ourselves and feeling connected to nature and the universe, we can find true fulfillment. Loneliness is not something to be ashamed of. It is a natural human emotion, and at the same time, it is a chance to get to know ourselves more deeply. By holding the Buddha's teachings in our hearts, we can use the experience of loneliness to cultivate deeper wisdom and compassion. The 5 teachings I shared today can be practiced easily in daily life. You don't have to do them all at once. Start with just one, little by little. I sincerely hope that peace and joy find their way to your heart. If today's talk has brought even a small light into your life, I am truly grateful. With a heart full of compassion, I wish you a beautiful day. May your heart become richer and more peaceful through the Buddha's teachings.